So you're planning a workshop, meeting, forum or gathering of some sort, and you want the output visually recorded. You already know that your graphic facilitator is a faithful listener, scribe and synthesizer. That will increase engagement, retention and buy-in to the meeting. But you want to cover all angles in the presentation and planning of this event to ensure you make the most of your graphic facilitator's skills and expertise before, during and after the event. When working with all graphic facilitators, these tips and Drawn to Learn's free checklist will help you to gain the best value from your investment, moving your event or meeting from good to great. Although most graphic facilitators can be flexible in their drawing approach, just like we all have different handwriting, they often develop their own distinctive style of visual capture. Therefore, when selecting a graphic facilitator, have a quick look at their online portfolio so you can take a view about which style you prefer. It's not that one style is better than another, it's more about the fit with your event, audience or brand. This can be a subjective decision. What you're really looking for is not just the beauty of the drawing, but the value of the artefact. Although the drawings drawn at an event are likely to be meaningful to those who were there, consider the following questions when reviewing a potential graphic facilitator's work. This will help you make the right decision for your event. Firstly, could the drawings convey a message that makes sense for people who didn't attend? Does the drawing inspire people to engage with the subject? Does there look to be enough information to tell a story afterwards? Does there seem to be clarity in the grouping of information and a flow to the visual story? Remember though, graphic facilitators can't display all their work due to confidentiality requests. In our profession, we find that engaging a graphic facilitator is often a last-minute thought, something to add a bit of wow and entertainment, and actually it does. But to get real value, the concept of visual strategizing or capture should be integrated into the initial design of the event. Your experienced graphic facilitator is an invaluable source of advice and creative ideas on how to do this. So check with your graphic facilitator, what level of support can they offer you? After all, they've attended hundreds of different meetings and events with different objectives, and they will have learned a fair few strategies that can support an event planner. You know you're in experienced hands if your graphic facilitator wants to take a collaborative approach to their contract with you. Prior to the event, it's important they ask for an in-depth briefing conversation, which should be followed up with a short proposal. That's to ensure both parties have a common understanding of the services and costs associated with the engagement. This should include terms of business, logistics, costs, expenses, estimates, insurance details, payment and cancellation terms. An experienced graphic facilitator will want to be forearmed with important background information to set the context of their visual capture. Expect to be asked the following questions, which will help you as the client and actually them. I'm going to give you just a few of the questions I've designed for our free checklist. So purpose. What is the purpose of the meeting? What are the key measures of success? Is there anything we should know about the attendees in general? Do they want to be there? Who's contributing? Do we have any background information on content? Are there any rules about how logos and the brand is represented? Really important. Can the graphic facilitator gain access to the venue at least an hour before start time so they can fully set up? Can the graphic facilitator help with other visuals? Beautiful welcome visuals, colourful name badges, or eye-catching table plans? Look, this may seem like common sense, but as we all know, common sense isn't that common. So let's take a look at what needs to be in place to get the best out of your graphic facilitator. We need a flat wall with no lumps and bumps beneath, and actually permission to use tape for the large scale paper we use. Don't worry, it won't mark the walls, but we must check with the venue first. But if there's no wall space available, ensure there's enough space for the graphic facilitator to set up their large-scale boards. Most of the drawings we do are about 2 meters by 1 meter high. Really important, this one. Check the lighting levels beforehand. Attendees will be able to clearly see the drawing develop. So we need to work within the eye line of the audience so they can reap the full value of seeing their conversations or presentations visually represented. That way, when they're prompted, participants can refer to the drawing to remember key points and feel validated. It also inspires them to have further ideas. Ensure your graphic facilitator arrives at least 1 hour before the meeting so they can fully set up and actually talk to interested people who may approach them as they arrive. If you have a meetings facilitator, it's worthwhile introducing them to the graphic facilitator right at the start of the setup. This enables even better capture because a good meetings facilitator summarises and sets the scene for each of the components of the meeting. As you open your gathering, it's important to acknowledge the presence of the graphic facilitator. Otherwise, people just don't feel comfortable, or they think it's rude to appear distracted as they watch the drawing unfold. So just take the following few steps and the graphic facilitator will become integral to the group. So, when you introduce them, say a word or two about why they're there. Ensure they're seen as a key part of the event. Let the graphic facilitator introduce the process. If it works for you, let them speak about their process and how it serves the group, and how attendees are always welcome to come along and chat, because we love to see our work being talked about and photographed. To get top value, get your graphic facilitator to offer a verbal summary at the end of the event. The facilitator will tell the story behind the large-scale drawing. They'll demonstrate the visual metaphors, explain the links and groupings, and show how the group moved from their starting point all the way through to the finish. And don't forget to describe how people can use the drawing back in the workplace. Don't miss this part out. Reaping the value post-event is really important. At Drawn to Learn, we really do want you to get the best value possible out of your graphic facilitator. So we've put together an in-depth checklist that will cover all angles. And actually, if you're thinking of employing a graphic facilitator, I'd like you to take advantage of a free 45-minute exploratory call, which I'm offering to those who pick up on the connection below.